Hello everyone, I am Mecha Random 42, your favorite YouTube harpy. Oh, Scott Mendelson is gonna... Every time Scott Mendelson decides to, write an article just for what? Because he gets, 3,000 views. I get more views on YouTube than that. Right? So that's what they do. They do these with these little trigger words. So we call them out with this whole, toxic masculinity and hilarious violent action. You know what? I'm not going to watch it. I don't care. I thought this one was pushed back to 2020. Or is that the other Dave Bautista one? They all kind of blend together because he's maybe not he's not Arnold Schwarzenegger, or he's closer to Hulk Hogan. That's what these movies remind me of. There's the one with him and the little kid. I'm like, oh, well, this is just Suburban Commando again. And that's kind of how I view like a Dave Bautista movie. He's kind of a Hulk Hogan to me. And here's the thing. Now I don't want to watch you guys confront toxic masculinity in anything. I want to go to a movie to be entertained. I don't want to go to a movie to be preached to tell me how men are wrong and bad and horrible. I don't want to know that. I want to turn my brain off of the craziness for a bit that I see all the time. We're just bombarded with how horrible we are. It's like, well, you know what? If we're so horrible, if people are such horrible human beings, then I'm just going to stop going to the movies. Any time there's a movie where they're marketing it as an attack piece on audiences, I'm just going to go and drop $20 on a super chat for a YouTuber. That's what I'm going to do, because those YouTubers are giving me actual entertainment. They're not preaching at me. They're not telling me how wrong I am. They're not telling me, oh, men are bad. Because, yeah, some men are bad. Some women are even worse. Oh, yes, they are. And sometimes we just want to turn our brain off and see some people, like for me, I'm a huge John Wick fan. Sometimes I just want to see John Wick kill everybody. Just everybody on screen in the most brutal, violent way possible, without anybody lecturing me or telling me how bad he is or how horrible of a person he is. Oh, he's just a white man. For all we know, right? What's Keanu? He's like got some Asian. I don't know. I don't care. That's the thing. I don't care what ethnicity these people are. I don't care what gender they are. Just give me a good movie. Give me a good movie that I actually want to see, that's not going to tell me how horrible I am. Can we do that? Can we do that for a change? But no, Scott Mendelson at Forbes wants to get our clicks for something, because once in a while he'll get 100,000 click article, and then once in a while we'll kind of say, who, what, huh? Because, see, this is a few days after the fact for the little advertising revenue. And if you do want to read the full article, please go check him out. It's right there online. But, I would never encourage that. I would just encourage to the archive site, because I don't want to reward their stupidity. I don't want to reward it. I would sooner reward myself for ranting about their stupidity. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's get into this article, shall we? Stuber is an uncommonly successful action comedy. I don't think I've even heard of this one. The only Dave Bautista movie I keep seeing is the one with that little kid. Is that the same movie? I don't know. I don't even know, because this is one of those movies that you have to do this to even make me aware of his existence. And that is why these articles are existing, because this is one of those movies that flew in under everybody's radar that nobody probably heard of. I haven't heard of it. I'm on Midnight's Edge After Dark. We talk about movies all the time. We talk about the genre movies. Yeah, this is a little more action-y, but it still has people who are like Dave Bautista, who are in Guardians of the Galaxy. We would have heard something. We would have talked about it. But no, this is probably just going to fly under everybody's radar if it wasn't for these articles. It gets to have his cake and eat it too. It's an action movie that skips neither on the action nor violence, and yet it thrives as a genuine knee slapper. Yeah. Vulgarity, R-rated humor, meditation on masculinity in concept and practice. Okay, so where's the toxic masculinity? Is that just a clickbait? I'm skimming here. The plot is a meld of old and new, plays a conventional rough and tumble cop. All right, so he's a cop. Vic is the kind of guy who pushed his family away because he spent too much time chasing the bad guy and now is aggressively pursuing the guy, Iko Weiss, I don't know how to say his name, who shot his partner Karen Gillan. Oh, I like her. Apparently doing a favor on a day off from Jumanji 3 or Avengers 4 6 months prior. So she's in this just in a little cameo. I like Karen Gillan. I think she's got a good head on her shoulders. She's a smart woman, and I enjoy her in things. She's not a crazy person for the most part, but she's also Scottish, so... Is this the same one? Yeah. Kumail Nanjiani, Stu, is a hapless sporting goods store employee who moonlights as an Uber driver in hopes of a cycling gym with friend Betty Gilpin, whom he has adored for years. See, is it really moonlighting? He probably makes more as an Uber driver than working at the sporting goods place, right? Especially if he's like low level. So this is the entire plot of the movie. Where do we get into the toxic masculinity part? I'm skimming. I don't care what the movie's about. All right, as a comedy, Stuber works because there's a specificity, I can't say the word, to the humor in terms of these characters, in terms of how ride shares work and how Stu calls out Vic's moral failings and unwillingness to confront trauma. It's no spoiler to say that the movie is very much about different definitions of masculinity. So why call it toxic? Why call it toxic to clickbait us? If this is a good movie, why call it just because that's the only way to get this word out? Is that the intent of this article? Because as somebody who likes to kind of read between the lines, and I pick through and I look at the intentions and the meanings of why they do things, nobody's paying attention to this article. I don't know if he retitled it, because now he's going to get thousands of clicks on it. And there's 3 or 4 of them running that little narrative, right? The focus on a character and relationships and even potentially problematic gags like Vic's temporary blindness are played for character-specific laughs. The joke isn't that he's blind, but he refuses to admit as much as he refuses to seek for help. Or to seek or ask for help. Alright. Ditto, an original resolution to we gotta torture the bad guy for information sequence. No spoilers, but both men come to realizations that they feel organic and play out with an emphasis on personal dignity. The laughs are earned and the casting of 2 distinctly not white guy leads. Vic's reference to not being a white guy is filled with unspoken resentment and pain. Oh, Lord, don't do that. Don't do that. Why are you resenting white people now? Or are you resenting the fact that you're not? Why would you be jealous of that? Why do we have to point out the ethnicities of either of these people? We've had, like, the Rush Hour movies for who knows how many years. How long have those been? We don't care about the color of people's skin anymore. Just get over yourself. Really, seriously, get over yourself. Gives it a distinct personality unto itself, even 20 years after Rush Hour. See, right there. There are still too far and few buddy flicks in this nature. Bad Boys, Rush Hour, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. There's like 3 or 4 Harold and Kumar movies. What about Cheech and Chong? Neither of those guys were pretty white. Neither of them. You're forgetting that it was never an issue with people until recently. It's yet another example of how woke and funny don't have to be mutually exclusive concepts. You know, pointing out that it's woke is the problem. Pointing out that it's woke. We don't want to be told it's woke. We want to like a movie or dislike a movie based on its merits and its characters, right? The fact that you have to confront the toxic masculinity, quote unquote, is what is wrong with this. Now, I'm not going to read the whole article here, but this is the Los Angeles Times review of Stuber. It's a sloppy action comedy that never surges to life. So maybe the fact that this isn't really being received very well by people, maybe, thank you for subscribing, maybe this means that this movie just isn't that good. Maybe this movie just isn't that good. And, you know, I hate using Rotten Tomatoes here. 46% Rotten Tomatoes doesn't look like, I mean, it's the #1 movie, right? Isn't it? Or is it? Oh, Crawl's coming out. I kind of want to see that. That's the Sam Raimi. That's the one with like a hurricane and then there's a freaking alligator in the basement. That one looks cool, right? I want to see that one. Stuber is at a 46% on Rotten Tomatoes. Well, The Lion King's up at a whopping 58 now, or is it? Oh no, it's up to 60. It's up to 60. It's up to 60 now. Stuber is down to 46%. Now these are, of course, verified critics. These because remember how much? So 46% from the critics. The audience seems to like it. The verified audience seems to like it. Who is this movie for? I gotta see who this movie's for. Comedy is one of the hardest genres to accomplish successfully. It has always been that way and will always be that way. Most jokes, especially today, feel like retreads of older gags, all right? So they didn't like it. They didn't really like it. They only gave it a 2 out of 3. Directed by Michael Dowse. I'm a fan of his movies. Take Me Home Tonight, Goon, and The F Word, but those movies aren't exactly known for having good action scenes. Alright, so it's not really so much. The two leading males are a blast to watch, even if they aren't given much to work with. That kind of seems to be, yeah, it's probably just a dumb, fun movie, but they have to market it to us with these sort of terms. So can you not do that? Because now I don't want to see it, even if I might enjoy it. Because anytime you have a movie where we're using this to market it to us, I just don't want to see it. I just don't want to see it. Because you're trying to shame me. And you're trying to tell me that it's bad. And not only that, the actors right now are saying, according to The Hollywood Reporter, the actors are saying that they're taking on toxic masculinity. I don't want you to take on toxic masculinity. I want you to go and take out some bad guys. I want you to do that if you're like an action cop sort of buddy movie like that. That's why I like John Wick so much, because he just goes and kills all the bad guys, all of them, every single one. I don't get to hear how, oh, well, this person's a toxic this or that. No, because guess what? We really don't see a lot of the people that, like the high ups, like the high table sort of people. We don't really get to see a lot of that too much in the movie, and they're not just all represented by white men, are they? Everybody in these John Wick movies, they are diverse. And we don't get the lecture about our race and gender, about how we're wrong for being born a certain way. Because that's all this is now. Right, where do they actually call out that we're toxic, right? Throughout the film, we're constantly talking about it. Sometimes you don't realize it because we're making you laugh. We're discussing it with action, but we really do have the discussion throughout the film. Oh, what about the whole, Bautista, a former wrestler who starred in many action films, added that people need to start talking more about toxic masculinity and open their minds to different things. How about not? I don't want to be told how bad toxic masculinity is. I don't. I can decide whether something is wrong or right on my own without a lecture from Hollywood. Thank you very much. I'm sick of this. I'm just sick of these sort of cliquey, I'm sick of this marketing technique. I'm sick of this negative clickbait marketing tactics, and I'm gonna have to do the same thing. I'm gonna have to put on the thumbnail toxic masculinity so you guys know what I'm talking about, so you guys can click on the video and hear my opinion about what all these articles and things are saying. Checks all the boxes of a classic action movie, but it has the secret thread of men talking about their aggression and anger. They're no longer helpful or standing in their way. See, no, that's fine if men want to evolve and not be aggressive and angry. Don't tell me that that's toxic masculinity, though, because they like to lump just being a male into toxic masculinity. And it's just disgusting. It's really, really disgusting. Stuber, a former Fox film, is now being released under Disney. Oh, see, this is why. It's just getting kind of thrown in. This is like Dark Phoenix. So they've just got to do whatever they can to market this because it's just dumped onto Disney. There we go. Now we know. Now we know why. This is just some movie they had laying around. It's probably been shelved for a couple of years. And now they're releasing it. That's what's my guess, because I hadn't heard a lot about this. And like I said earlier, we talk about this stuff on Midnight's Edge all the time. I didn't hear about this movie. I go to movies all the time. I didn't see previews of this one. I saw previews of the one with him and the little girl. I don't know if that's this one. I don't think that's this one. I think it's a different Dave Bautista movie. I'm done with talking about this. And yeah, screw this whole preachy Hollywood. You're bad. Toxic masculinity is bad. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Make a good movie. That's all I need. I am Mecha Random 42. I will see you guys on the next video live stream. You can send hate mail or whatever to Mecha Random 42, PO Box 1566, Loveland, Colorado 80539. Thank you so much for subscribing, and I will see you on the next video, live stream, or wherever. Bye! Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!